Since this year marks 85 years since Batman was introduced to us, after having two successful films released through Warner Bros., they decided to give Batman his own animated series. Well, that's what we got in this video here as I revisit Batman the Animated Series. This is our revisited TV log from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and today I'm going to be bringing to you another revisited TV log. Today I'm going to be tackling one of my favorites that's become a great show and a very popular one in the world of superheroes. Now, of course, Batman wasn't just the first, the first time we've seen the Batman in animated form. Of course, we'd see him in animated series since the 1968 Filmation produced series, and then he would later go on to appear in a couple episodes of the new Scooby-Doo movies with Robin the Boy Wonder, as well as have the new adventures of Batman in 77, and during that run, he and Robin were part of Hanna-Barbera's Super Friends. But in 1992, he actually got a very big animated series which was so popular. And I think it's really an awesome series. So here it is. I bring to you a revisit TV log of this show right here. Batman the Animated Series. Batman the Animated Series was an animated superhero series that was based on the DC Comics character of the same name. It originally premiered on the Fox network in 1992 and became a big hit and was produced by Warner Brothers. Now then, the series was developed by Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski and produced through Warner Bros. Animation. This, of course, being Warner Bros. Animation's second series to come out after Tiny Toon Adventures. Now, eventually received widespread acclaim since its release and was hailed as a groundbreaking superhero show, and actually marking Batman's comeback in animated form since the last Super Friends series, the Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians, which happens to be the show I am going to be featuring in this week's Saturday Morning TVLog. Now, Fox originally premiered the show on September 5th, 1992. And the series was hailed as, well, it's a groundbreaking superhero show, as I've already said, and receiving praise for its writing, art design, voice acting, orchestrated soundtrack, and modernization of its title character source material. And its success led the show to winning multiple daytime Emmys, as well as the primetime Emmy for outstanding animated programming. The show ran for, in overall, just 2 seasons, but it did go through alternate ways. Midway through the series run, it was retitled The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Anyway, the series took influence from both of the live-action films of Batman and Batman Returns, which was released a few months before this that same year, and the acclaimed Superman theatrical cartoons produced by Fleischer Studios in the early 1940s. In designing the series, Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski emulated the Burton film's otherworldly timelessness, incorporating period features such as black and white title cards, police airships, and a vintage color scheme with film noir flourishes. The series has a pretty big voice acting cast as well, including Kevin Conroy, who I am going to respectfully dedicate this video in his memory since it's been almost 2 years since we lost him. As he voiced the titular character. I'll talk more about the voices in a little bit. Now, the visual style of the series was based on the work artwork of Radomski, and the Gothic look of Gotham City was derived from his initial designs. In addition, Radomski issued a standing order to the animation department that all backgrounds be painted using light colors on black paper as opposed to the industry standard of dark colors on white paper. Well, that's completely understandable. Also, the series initially took a variation of music written by Danny Elfman for the Burning films as its theme. Later episodes of the series used a new theme with a similar style by Shirley Walker, an occasional collaborator of Elfman. The score of the series was influenced by Elfman's work on the Burning films as well as music of 1940s film noir. The show depicts outright physical violence against antagonists, including realistic firearms, though only one character, Commissioner Gordon, was ever depicted as having been shot in the episode I Am the Night. Now, first time producers Tim and Radomski reportedly encountered resistance from studio executives, but the success of Byrne's first film allowed the embryonic series to survive long enough to produce a pilot episode called On Leather Wings, which, according to Tim, got a lot of people off our backs. Anyway, it has a lot of them of good voice actors and what have you. Aside from Kevin Conroy, who voices Bruce Wayne and Batman, we have several others. Voicing Alfred Pennyworth is Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., who would later go on to voice Doc Ock in Spider-Man the Animated Series. Clive Reville originally voiced Alfred in the first 3 episodes of production order. Bob Hastings, who did numerous work on cartoons for various studios, including Hanna-Barbera, voiced Commissioner Gordon. Robert Costanzo voiced the character of Detective Harvey Bullock. And Lauren Lester voiced Dick Grayson, aka Robin. There were several other people who appeared in this series as well, including Melissa Gilbert, who, of course, most people may remember her as Laura Ingalls Wilder from Little House on the Prairie. And of course, she voiced Barbara Gordon, alias Batgirl. There were several others in what have you voices from popular stars, including Linda Hamilton and Julie Brown as well. Various characters from the Batman universe were featured, including Officer Renee Montoya, Lucius Fox, and reporter Summer Gleason. Now, for the antagonists, a big rogues gallery was really featured in what have you. Most notably, the one that was well known was Joker, voiced by none other than Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill. At first, I didn't know this was him until years later. I was really surprised when he did the Clown Prince of Crime. Especially, I liked his work when he did all sorts of fun episodes, especially Christmas with the Joker, which that is a classic. Next up is Arlene Sorkin, who voices, well, a character who was actually introduced to us in this series, but now will become a big staple of Batman's Rogues Gallery, Harleen Quinzel, alias Harley Quinn. Voicing Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, is Paul Williams, who you may know who worked on the music for numerous Muppet films and TV specials. He also played Little Enos Burdett in the Smokey and the Bandit franchise. He also had a cameo in the Muppet movie as well. And of course, he was also well known for co-writing songs for numerous artists, most notably the Carpenters. Voicing Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, is Bull of Night Court fame, the late great Richard Mall. Voicing Selena Kyle, alias Catwoman, is Adrienne Barbeau, who appeared in Swamp Thing as well as TV's Maude. Next, we have Dr. Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy, and she's voiced by Diane Pershing, who recently lent her voice to several characters, most notably including Pearl Pureheart in Filmation's New Adventures of Mighty Mouse, and Dale Arden in the studio's Flash Gordon animated series as well. Let's see, voicing Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, is Henry Pollock II, who recently did numerous TV shows and did voice acting. Of course, I knew him from Webster. Voicing Edward Nygma, the Riddler, is John Glover, who would later go on to appear in the critically dissed Batman Robin film in 1997, as well as he also played Daniel Clamp in Gremlins 2 The New Batch, and also he was Lionel Luthor, Lex Luthor's dad, on TV Smallville. And of course, he played Dr. Savannah's dad in Shazam. Now, let's see. Where was I? Oh, whoops. Voicing Raz, well, or it's pronounced Rez Al Ghul, is David Warner, who most people knew best from The Omen and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 The Secret of the Ooze. This was still before Titanic. Helen Slater, who recently played Supergirl, voices his daughter Talia Al Ghul. Michael Ansara voices Dr. Victor Freeze, better known as Mr. Freeze. Voicing Matthew Hagen, aka Clayface, is Ron Perlman, who would later go on to play Hellboy and appear on TV Sons of Anarchy and lots of other movies and what have you. Aaron Kincaid voices Waylon Jones, aka Killer Croc. Ryan McDowell, who you mostly would know best from the Planet of the Apes franchise, as well as the original Fright Night and several other movies and TV shows and specials, voices Jervis Tetch, aka the Mad Hatter. George Dzunz, yeah, no wait, sorry, George Dzunza, who would who had recently done work on The Waltons and lots of other movies and TV shows. Voices Arnold Wesker, aka the ventriloquist and Scarface. Mark Singer voices Dr. Robert Kirkland Langstrom, aka Man Bat. And Henry Silva does the character of Bane. Yes. There'll be lots of other characters as well featured. But anyway, yeah, this show had a good voice acting cast and what have you. And I really liked what this series has to offer. Now, of course, like with their previous series, Tiny Toon Adventures, like if you've seen the show, you'd see the WB logo shield and it shrinks down in Tiny Toons. But once you see it in Batman the Animated Series begin, we see it then turns into the front of an airship where we see its head, well, where we see the lights, searchlights. Yes, I really think that was really, really cool. Anyway, now there was an overall total of 85 episodes. The show ran for its one whole season of 65 episodes from September of 1992 to September of the following year in 1993. But it didn't come back until May of 1994, and where it ran for 20 more episodes until September of 1995, where it aired as The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Now, anyway, after this ended, it continued in reruns, but later on it was brought back as the new Batman Adventures. But I'll talk about that in the Saturday Morning TVLog, since that actually aired on Saturday mornings along with Superman the Animated Series on the WB network. Anyway, there's lots of good episodes. I think this show is just so incredible, and I really do like Batman the Animated Series for what it had to offer. One moment, please. Okay, now where was I? Oh, yes. Now, Batman the Animated Series initially premiered in primetime with a special broadcast of its first episode on Leather Wings, which of course featured the Man Bat to promote its upcoming debut. And then it did have another episode that aired, which was I Am the Night. Anyway, the success of the first season prompted executives to demand more episodes and higher ratings. To attract younger audiences, the studio required Robin to appear in every episode. And that's when they changed it for that and what have you. Now, the shift affected potential storylines, including a scrapped episode featuring Catwoman and Black Canary due to Robin's absence. After this, the series later got aired on Cartoon Network, as well as the now defunct Jetix lineup on the now defunct Toon Disney, which is now Disney XD, alongside Superman, despite Warner Bros. Being one of Disney's biggest competitors. The show also got aired in Canada on Teletoon Retro, even on the Hub Network. Now, of course, the channel known to you as Discovery Family Channel. So anyway, yeah, that was really something, and I really thought it was pretty cool to hear that it came back. After well, the series had ended, the show actually got released on video cassette in numerous forms, whether if it was Batman the Animated Series or The Adventures of Batman and Robin for the next few years. It later did get released in numerous, well, languages as well. In the summer of 2004, it got released on DVD in four separate volumes. The fourth one was all the new Batman adventures. But of course, I don't have that set. I didn't really particularly care much for that version, but I'll talk more about that when I talk about the series. But I do have the other three volumes, and well, they've got some pretty good features and what have you. And I haven't really gotten back to watching these episodes though, but except for Christmas with the Joker, I watch it every December because it's such a good episode. The series also got released on Blu-ray in the fall 2018. Let's see here. And the series debuted on DC Universe, which may that rest in peace, and then got sent to HBO Max, which is now simply Max, in early 2021, and it's still there to this day. You can stream every episode of Batman the Animated Series on Max, but I think you can still get the DVDs and possibly the Blu-ray set in good, well, for good prices and what have you. Anyway, this has all good reviews and what have you. So I'm gonna say I enjoyed Batman the Animated Series for what I had to offer. Now, some episodes will also get included as special features on recent Batman films like Batman the Dark Knight Returns. That's what it was. Excuse me. And lots of other films that DC and Warner Bros. Had released. So anyway, yeah, I enjoyed that for what that they had to prove. But anyway, they also had numerous writers and what have you. And hard to explain here, but yeah, there's there were numerous great writers, including Tom Ruger, who actually recently worked on well, gave us some various shows like Tiny Toons and even a pup named Scooby Doo and the other tunes. Paul Dini, who also wrote for He-Man, The Masters of the Universe, the Shazam cartoon from the Kid Superpower with Shazam, the Flash Gordon cartoon, and Tarzan Lord of the Jungle as well. Ted Peterson, who also did numerous cartoons. He also directed Magnum Force, the second Dirty Harry film. And let's see, Dennis Marks, who worked on did writing for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and Marv Wolfman, who worked on the Ruby Spears Superman tune, and Michael Reeves. This had numerous great writers and what have you. So you gotta give them credit for that. So anyway, that's gonna do it. I think you know what all the great characters of this show actually look like. So from my point of view, Batman the Animated Series is a pretty cool show, and I really like it. Now, from what I'm seeing here, yeah, you can get the DVD sets as well as the Blu-ray sets for a pretty good price and what have you. So you should have a good chance with them on physical media for a pretty decent price. So anyway, I think this is just such an awesome show, and I think you'll enjoy it. But again, I think if you've seen the show, you know what the characters look like. But just in case, let me go ahead and show you anyway. Here's a good looking artwork of Batman, Robin, and their Batgirl, and all the other great rogues gallery of baddies they took on. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention. This show remains one of the main great TV shows of all time. And I am just enjoyed it for what it had to offer. Well, about during its run, it got released. It got kind of a release of a movie in Batman Mask of the Phantasm, released in '93, which I'll be talking about in the next video. And then in Batman Mr. Freeze Sub Zero, which came out in 1998, which was produced as a tie-in to the recent Batman Robin film the previous year, but it got delayed due to the film failing to meet commercial and critical expectations. There have been comic book adaptations of the series, as well as novels and video games, including which a couple of them were released by video game studio giant Konami. Of course, there was Batman the Animated Series released on Game Boy and the Adventures of Batman and Robin for Super Nintendo. Although that was originally to be titled Batman the Animated Series as well, but that came out right about the time they changed the name of the show. There was also an Adventures of Batman and Robin game for the Sega system as well, for the Sega CD, Sega Genesis, and Game Gear. So anyway, yeah, they're all pretty good and what have you. I actually do have the Adventures of Batman and Robin video game. I'll try and review that sometime down the road, maybe. But now you know about Batman the Animated Series. It's a great show, and it's probably one of the best Batman animated series out there. And I probably would rank, if I ranked these Batman cartoons, I would rank this number one. Definitely. Affirmative. No lie. I mean, while I much like the old school cartoons, but this one is much better because it's good. It's got great voice acting. It's got great atmosphere. It's everything. Everything in Batman the Animated Series is good. So, enough said. Sorry, I'm getting carried away here. My apologies. So anyway, what did you think of Batman the Animated Series? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. And please feel free to share my vids with your friends, get them to know me, and give them a chance to check out my channel. And we will have another TV log coming up soon, and it'll be on Johnny Quest. And next time, I'll be bringing to you a review of Batman Mask of the Phantasm. So if you like this, consider checking out these vids I've done featuring the Bat himself. In the upper left-hand corner is my re-review of Batman Returns, which came out the same year Batman the Animated Series did. Or you can check out my recent TV log on Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, which came out the following year in 1993, or if you would like maybe something else but it has more heroes in it, including Batman himself, see my Saturday morning TV log of probably the one of the great Super Friends series, the all new Super Friends Hour from 1977. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the TV log. Then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.